Hello and welcome to the interface. This is Harikumar with the sixth episode of the incredibly mysterious life of Prabhakara Siddha Yogi, a wandering mystic or an avadhuta who is considered to be an immortal by his devotees. In the previous 5 episodes, I narrated stories told to me by his devotees who had first-hand experience with Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. I had also narrated news reports and stories that appeared in media as well as in books about Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. Those were all written by people who admired Prabhakara Siddha Yogi or who were believers or devotees of Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. But today, I am describing descriptions or stories told by people who were not devotees or admirers of Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. So these descriptions have got a certain type of relevance. Prabhakara Siddha Yogi is nowadays being known for his miracles, though he is much more than miracles. He taught many eternal truths to human beings, and he wanted humans to become immortals like him. But naturally, not many people are interested in learning philosophy or principles. People are more interested in the mysterious acts that were performed by Prabhakara Siddha Yogi and are not too much interested in going deep into the meaning of those acts. So let me start with an incident narrated by Professor N Vijayan, who was a communist ideologue and was master to many communist leaders in Kerala today, including the present Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. He was closely associated with Communist Party of India, Marxist CPIM, the ruling party in Kerala, and in general also he was associated with communist movement in India. And he is accepted as an ideologue by all communist groups and well respected. This man is known to be a rationalist and is a person who cannot be fooled easily or is not superstitious. He said when he was studying in college, once some of his friends told him that a mystic named Prabhakara Siddha Yogi was there outside the college, and he was performing some magic acts. So everybody rushed out to see Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. For N Vijayan, it was not just the curiosity to see the miracles. He was deeply interested in having an interaction with Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. And he was sure that all the miracles attributed to Prabhakara Siddha Yogi were superstitions. Then when he went out, he saw a dark, sturdy man with matted hair tied as a knot on the top of his head. So he approached Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. When he went near to the mystic, it appeared that the mystic was still farther. He thought that was a delusion, and he wanted to prove that this is not a mystery. So he went farther. As he moved near towards Prabhakara Siddha Yogi, he appeared farther and farther. He was not one who would give up easily, so he ran towards Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. He reached near, but still Prabhakara Siddha Yogi was farther. And it continued for a while. Meanwhile, he had run almost a kilometer and he was panting. He was not used to doing so much physical exercise. Now, he reached a point where he couldn't continue running, so he gave up. He said that incident was not a delusion, it was a reality, because he himself experienced it and he was sweating, he was panting. He gave up. He didn't become a devotee or disciple of Prabhakara Siddha Yogi thereafter. But he said he experienced that incident and which couldn't be explained by modern day logic. This was one incident. The second one was an incident experienced by Pallathu Raman, who was a noted Malayalam poet in 1940s, 50s, 60s, etc. Pallathu Raman said he met Prabhakara Siddha Yogi at a meeting of Brahma Vidya Sangham in Thottapalli in Alappuzha district. Brahma Vidya Sangham is the Malayalam translation of the name of the organization called Brahma Samaj, founded by Rajaram Mohan Roy. So Pallathu Raman was there. It was a progressive and reformist organization. Prabhakara Siddha Yogi was also there listening to the speeches. And Pallathu Raman noticed this mysterious person who was bubbling with energy, who had an answer to every question, who was very communicative, who attracted many delegates with his knowledge. So Pallathu Raman wanted more interaction with him and invited him to his home. And the mystic readily accepted the invitation, and he stayed at Pallathu Raman's home for a week. Pallathu Raman said, this man never performed, he never felt that he was performing any miracle. He said he was a very learned learned person, and he was very practical, very sensible and communicative. But he said he never performed any miracles at the home of Pallathu Raman, and Pallathu Raman never wanted the mystic to perform any miracle also. But he said a police officer who once arrested Prabhakara Siddha Yogi told him that Prabhakara Siddha Yogi had stayed in prison, in lockup, for a week without eating or drinking a drop of water. He didn't even defecate during the period. Pallathu Raman said this police officer was a rationalist who cannot be fooled, who was a nonsense person, and to imagine that he lied or he had delusions is not right. So he said he believed what the police officer said, but he had no explanation for what happened. He said the man's energy always astonished him, because he was on the move always. Whenever, even at the home of Pallathu Raman, while at his home, he used to move around in a bicycle, and he used to ride very fast. It was almost like the speed of a motorbike, and he was very healthy. Those things attracted, or Pallathu Raman was mystified by those, or astonished or surprised by those aspects of Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. Then another police officer said nobody had heard Prabhakara Siddha Yogi speaking English, but he used to speak fluent English whenever needed. And he had skill in many languages, said a police officer who arrested him. People who were his devotees were not illiterate people or superstitious, or people who are normally known as superstitious people. People who were well known in the society, people who held positions of power, people who never feared anybody, who were brave and knowledgeable. They all have said about mysterious events performed by Prabhakara Siddha Yogi. These people never became disciples. This Prabhakara Siddha Yogi never wanted them to become his disciples, but they were witness to certain phenomena expressed by or performed by a mysterious saint. Prabhakara Siddha Yogi never stayed in a place where he felt that people attracted by his miracles were flocking to him or becoming his devotees. He never accepted anybody as his devotee. He never accepted money or gifts from them. At times he accepted food and other day-to-day articles, but never accepted any costly things from anybody. So this person was not performing for material benefit, but in a sense he was performing certain things which normal human beings are not used to. Perhaps he might be he had a point to prove. Perhaps he wanted to remind people that you are capable of doing things which normally people cannot. He always said that he wanted man to become Superman. He said the capabilities of human beings were limitless. The only thing is that nobody wants to achieve it, work hard to achieve it. I'm not anybody to judge on it. But these miracles have been performed by him, and many mystics in India, even now they perform it. There are things maybe could be performed by any human being, as Prabhakara Siddha Yogi told. But for the ordinary human being, these incidents or phenomena continue to be baffling. That is for today. Meet you with another topic next time. Till then, goodbye and namaskara.